we will discuss Software Engineering MCQs. These are important MCQs for all types of competitive exams and jobs tests. In addition, these are also helpful for computer science and software students of bachelor and master level. 1. Software engineering deals with A. Software development, B. Hardware development, C. System development, D. Network development. Correct answer is A. 2. Software engineering is an engineering discipline concerned with A. Software development, B. Software production, C. Software implementation, D. All the above. Correct answer is D. 3. Object model is A. Rule, B. Process guidance, C. System model, D. Entity. Correct answer is C. 4. A workflow model represents A. Set of activities, B. Role of users involved, C. Sequence of activities, D. None of these. Correct answer is C. 5. Sensor component. A. Causes changes in system environment, B. Communicate with other components, C. Collects information from system environment, D. Coordinate the operation of other components. Correct answer is C. 6. Which is the correct order? A. System development, system installation, system operation, B. System installation, system operation, system development, C. System decomposition, system installation, system design. Correct answer is A. 7. Sensor component is A. Functional component, B. Non-functional component, C. Reliability component, D. None of these. Correct answer is A. 8. Which one is not the non-functional activity? A. Reliability, B. Performance, C. Coordination, D. Maintainability. Correct answer is C. 9. Subsystem is A. Dependent system, B. Independent system, C. Component, D. None of these. Correct answer is B. 10. System architecture model identifies A. Hardware components, B. Software components, C. Virtual components and software components, D. Hardware and software components. Both. Correct answer is D. 11. Which one is functional component? A. Reliability, B. Maintainability, C. Computation, D. Performance. Correct answer is C. 12. A classroom in a school is A. System, B. Subsystem, C. Module. Correct answer is B. 13. Floating point process is A. Communication component, B. Computation component, C. Coordination component, D. Sensor component. Correct answer is B. 14. Digital analog converter. That converter digital input into analog output is A. Communication component, B. Computation component, C. Sensor component, D. Interface component. Correct answer is D. 15. In software system requirements, the functional requirement for the system describes A. Services the system is expected to provide, B. Factors of system development, C. Reliability, response time, or system capacity. Correct answer is B. 16. In software system requirements, the interface requirements are A. Requirements that are derived from the interface of existing system, B. Requirements that are derived from the interface of proposed system, C. Requirements that are derived from the interface of existing and proposed systems. Correct answer is C. 17. Validation plan describes A. Quality procedure, B. Schedule procedure, C. Management procedure, D. None of these. Correct answer is B. 18. Software requirement specification is A. The official statement of what is required of the system developers, B. The non-official statement of system interface, C. Non-specified format of system working, D. None of these. Correct answer is A. 19. What is ethnography? A. A graphic tool, B. Observational technique used to understand social and organizational requirements, C. A graph with nodes. Correct answer is B. 20. In data processing model? A. Here data flow diagrams show how data is processed at different stages in the system. These are behavioral models. B. It registers all selected activities of a computer system. C. Technique used to transform raw data into a more useful form. D. Data is shifted to modern database management system. Correct answer is A. 21. In data recording? A. Here data flow diagrams show how data is processed at different stages in the system. B. It registers all selected activities of a computer system. C. Technique used to transform raw data into a more useful form. D. Data is shifted to modern database management system. Correct answer is B. 22. In the pure user level threads, ULT? Thermocouple in furnaces. A. Communication component, B. Computation component, C. Sensor component, D. Interface component. Correct answer is C. 23. In block diagrams, relationship between components is shown by A. Boxes, B. Ovals, C. Circular, D. Lines/arrows. Correct answer is D. 24. Cities, states, and country can be defined as A. Subsystem cities, states, system country, B. Subsystem state system country, cities, C. Subsystem country, system cities, state, D. Subsystem country, state, system cities. Correct answer is A. 25. Which of the following is correct system design process? A. Identify system requirement, define system, develop system, B. Define system, develop system, identify system, C. Identify system, develop system, operate system. Correct answer is C. 26. Making different subsystem to work together is A. System definition, B. System operation, C. System integration, D. System decomposition. Correct answer is C. 27. System procurement process involves A. Specifying system requirement, B. Choosing suppliers, C. A and B both, D. None of these. Correct answer is C. 28. System decommissioning normally takes place A. At the beginning of the development process, B. At the middle of the development process, C. After the end of useful operational time, D. At the beginning of the useful operational time. Correct answer is C. 29. System operation takes place after A. System specification, B. System design, C. System installation, D. System decomposition. Correct answer is C. 30. Software processes are A. Activities involved in producing software system, B. Activities involved in selling software systems, C. Activities involved in system design, D. Activities involved in managing systems. Correct answer is A. 31. Iterative model includes A. Waterfall model, B. Sequential model, C. Incremental development, D. Random model. Correct answer is D. 32. In iterative process model, software process represents A. Sequential activities, B. Cycle of activities, C. Random activities, D. None of these. Correct answer is B. 33. In spiral development, the software process form A. Sequences, B. Loops, C. Zigzag, D. None of these. Correct answer is B. 34. Spiral development involves A. Risk assessment, B. Reduction of risk, C. A and B both, D. None of these. Correct answer is C. 35. Requirement engineering involves A. Feasibility studies, B. Requirement analysis, C. Requirement validation, D. All the above. Correct answer is D. 36. Analysis and design workbench. A. It supports system modeling during the analysis and design stages of the software process. B. Organization responsible for approving U.S. standards. C. Stimuli that occurs irregularly. D. Formalized set of software calls and routines that can be referenced by an application program in order to access supporting system or network services. Correct answer is A. 37. ANSI, American National Standards Institute, is A. It supports system modeling during the analysis and design stages of the software process. B. Organization responsible for approving U.S. standards. C. Stimuli that occurs irregularly. D. Formalized set of software calls and routines that can be referenced by an application program in order to access supporting system or network services. Correct answer is B. 38. Aperiodic stimuli is A. It supports system modeling during the analysis and design stages of the software process. B. Organization responsible for approving U.S. standards. C. Stimuli that occurs irregularly. D. Formalized set of software calls and routines that can be referenced by an application program in order to access supporting system or network services. Correct answer is C. 39. Which is not the part of software process? A. Software specification. B. Software design. C. Software evolution. D. Software selling. Correct answer is D. 40. Which one is not the generic process model? A. Waterfall model. B. Evolutionary development. C. Reuse-oriented development. D. Marketing model. Correct answer is D. 41. Spiral model is A. Iterative model. B. Non-iterative model. C. Random model. D. None of these. Correct answer is A. 42. Software design activities involved. A. System programming. B. System operations. C. Component design. D. Component development. Correct answer is C. 43. Software implementation converts system specifications into A. Development system. B. System decomposition. C. Executable system. D. None of these. Correct answer is C. 44. Which one is not B. Structured design model? A. Data flow model. B. Entity relation model. C. Object-oriented model. D. Debugging. Correct answer is D. 45. Software process models are A. Abstract representation of software process. B. Software running the systems. C. Software managing the systems. D. Software implementation. Correct answer is A. 46. Debugging is a process of A. Developing faults. B. Removing faults. C. Ignoring faults. D. None of these. Correct answer is B. 47. Software validation is A. Checking system conformations to its specifications. B. Developing system conformations to its specifications. C. Operating system. Correct answer is A. 48. Unit testing process is A. Software designing process. B. Software operating process. C. Software validation process. D. Software decomposition process. Correct answer is C. 49. Case environment supports A. Individual process tasks. B. Individual process phases. C. Most process tasks and process phases. D. None of these. Correct answer is D. 50. Case workbenches support A. Individual process tasks. B. Process phases and activities. C. Development software. D. Operation software correct answer is B. 51 Error location and repair is A. System modeling process, B. System design process, C. System verification process, D. System decomposition process. Correct answer is C. 52 Quality plan describes A. Quality procedure and standards, B. Approaches, resources, and schedules, C. Configuration management and structure, D. None of these. Correct answer is A. 53 Which one is not true for risk analysis? A. It estimates risks, B. It removes risks, C. It reduces risks, D. It develops risks. Correct answer is D. 54 Project schedule can be illustrated in A. Bar charts, B. Activity networks, C. Figures, D. None of these. Correct answer is D. 55 Change in technology is A. Technology risk, B. People risk, C. Tool risk, D. Implementation risk. Correct answer is A. 56 Underestimate of cost is A. Technology risk, B. People risk, C. Estimation risk, D. Organizational risk. Correct answer is C. 57 Maintenance plan describes A. Quality procedure, B. Schedule procedure, C. Maintenance procedure, D. Configuration procedure. Correct answer is C. 58 Failure of schedule is A. People risk, B. Organizational risk, C. Estimation risk, D. Requirement risk. Correct answer is C. 59 Risk planning involves A. Avoidance strategies, B. Minimization strategies, C. Contingency plan, D. All the above. Correct answer is D. 60 Which is not the part of scheduling process? A. Creating project chart, B. Defining roles/activities, C. Estimating failures, D. Selling produce. Correct answer is D. 61 Use of email instead of post and telegraph is due to A. Technology changes, B. Requirement changes, C. Users access, D. All the above. Correct answer is D. 62 Using P4 instead of PI is due to A. Requirement change, B. Faster access, C. Technology improvement, D. All the above. Correct answer is D. 63 The term user requirements A. Are statements, made in natural language and diagrams of services that system is expected to provide and the constraints on the system, B. The system services and details, can serve as contract between buyer and software developers, C. An abstract description of software design. Correct answer is A. 64 Software design specification A. Are statements, made in natural language to specify the system specification and constraints, B. An abstract description of software design, which is an extension of system requirement specification, C. Discusses the market policy of the system. Correct answer is B. 65 Software consists of A. Computer program only, B. Computer program and associated documentations, C. Documentation only, D. Hardware. Correct answer is B. 66 Computer system is A. Bioware, B. Software, C. Hardware, D. Virtualware. Correct answer is C. 67 System engineering deals with A. Software development only, B. Hardware development only, C. Software and hardware development, D. Network development. Correct answer is C. 68 Workflow model includes A. Inputs, B. Outputs, C. Dependencies, D. All the above. Correct answer is D. 69 Rules are A. Constraints defined for system models, B. Input data, C. Output data, D. Activities involved in the system. Correct answer is A. 70. Hardware represents A. Documentations, B. Programs, C. Computer systems, D. Rules. Correct answer is C. 71. The system failure due to power failure is considered under A. Hardware reliability, B. Software reliability, C. Operation reliability. Correct answer is A. 72. Components such as wheel, chain, handle etc. are assembled to produce bicycle. The use of bicycle as transportation device is considered to be A. Functional property, B. Non-functional property, C. Software system, D. None of these. Correct answer is A. 73. A computer program is A. Software, B. Hardware, C. System, D. None of these. Correct answer is A. 74. Software system consists of A. Programs, B. Configuration files, C. Documentation, D. All of the above. Correct answer is D. 75. User documentation defines A. Computer program, B. Computer system, C. Use of computer systems, D. Structure of computer system. Correct answer is C. 76. System documentation defines A. Computer programs, B. Computer systems, C. Use of computer systems, D. Structure of computer system. Correct answer is D. 77. System engineering is concerned with A. Hardware development, B. System development, C. Software engineering, D. All of the above. Correct answer is D. 78. Software process involves A. Software specification and developments, B. Software validation and evolution, C. A and B both, D. None of these. Correct answer is C. 79. Mutable requirements are A. Requirements that change due to the environment in which the organization is operating, B. Emerges due to users' understanding of system, C. Dependent on particular system. Correct answer is A. 80. Requirement engineering process does not involves A. Feasibility study, B. Requirement elicitation and an analysis, C. Requirement validation and management, D. Data processing. Correct answer is D. 81. User requirements are written in A. Natural language, B. Fortran, C. Assembly language, D. None of these. A correct answer is A. 82. The system modeling is normally referred to A. An abstract viewing of a system, B. The system running, C. Programming language, D. None of these. Correct answer is A. 83. In system modeling, A. Complementary system model, B. Context model, C. Composition model. 1. Here entity relation, ER. Diagram show how entities in the system are composed of other entities. Point 2 shows how the system being modeled is positioned in an environment with other systems and process. 3. Present different information about the system. A. A1, B2, C3, B, A3, B2, C1, C, A2, B3, C1, D, A2, B1, C3. Correct answer is B. 84. Operability is A. Extent to which a system or component complies with standards, B. Trustworthiness of operating the software, C. Measures that estimates system cost to operate and maintain, D. None of these. Correct answer is B. 85. In system modeling, A. Architectural model, B. Stimulus response model, C. Behavioral models. 1. Used to describe the overall behavior of the system, Two-state transition diagram show how the system reacts to internal and external events. 3 shows principal subsystems which makes the system A, A1, B2, C3, B, A2, B3, C1, C, A3, B2, C1, D, C2, B1, A3. Correct answer is C. Other parts of software engineering MCQs are also shared. Please visit playlist. Best of luck for your exams. Consider to subscribe if you were new here.